Have you ever stared at a huge, complicated problem and just had no clue where to even start? We've all been there. It feels overwhelming. But what if there was a way to tackle that uncertainty? A method to become a kind of information detective? Well, that's what we're going to do. Let's build that toolkit. This quote from Myra Kassam, it just nails it, doesn't it? When we don't know the facts, our brain just starts filling in the gaps, and usually it's with the worst-case scenario. It's a natural human thing to do, but it is the absolute worst place to start from when you're trying to solve a real problem. And that is the million-dollar question, right? That's what this is all about. We're going to put together a framework, a toolkit that you can use to hunt down the right information every single time. Think of it as your personal roadmap to clarity. Okay, first things first, the most important tool in your entire kit is actually the simplest one. It all boils down to asking the right questions. This is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. Here they are, the classic 6. Who, what, where, why, when, and how. So simple, but man, are they powerful. Who gets all the key players on your radar? What makes you zero in on the actual problem, not just the noise around it? Where and when give you context. Why? That's your purpose, the reason you're even doing this. And how gets you thinking about where you are versus where you want to be. Just these 6 questions give you an incredible bird's-eye view right from the get-go. So once you've asked those basic questions and you've got your bearings, it's time to level up. For the really deep investigations, you need a more structured framework. Let's call it the Analysts' Discovery Map. You know, Einstein really hit the nail on the head here. The goal isn't to be a walking encyclopedia, who could be. The real skill is having a system, a reliable map that tells you where to look to find what you need, exactly when you need it. So here is our map. It's a really straightforward 3-part guide that the pros use. First, you dig into the project history. Then, you perform your analysis. And finally, you get to the most fascinating part, elicitation. You've got to understand the past before you can build the future, right? So this first step is all about doing your homework. You dig into what's already been done, what's been tried, what failed, and most importantly, why it failed. It's about learning from the journey so you don't end up making the same mistakes all over again. Okay, now we jump from the past into the present. Analysis is all about understanding the current situation. Who are the key players in the game right now? What is the real fundamental need that has to be met today? This is where you get a crystal clear picture of the landscape and identify every single person who has a stake in this. We call them the stakeholders. Now, what's really useful here is how this breaks stakeholders into 2 camps, internal and external. Internally, you've got your owners, your managers, your employees, but then you've also got to think about the external folks, your customers, your suppliers, even regulators. Figuring out who's on this list is so critical because every single one of them holds a different piece of the puzzle you're trying to solve. All right, this brings us to the third and honestly the most powerful part of our discovery map. This is where we stop just finding information that already exists and start actively drawing out knowledge that isn't written down anywhere. The technical term for this is elicitation, and the definition says it all. It's the act of drawing forth information. It's about pulling out what people really think, what they really need, what's hidden away in their experience. It is a total game changer. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. This is the big aha moment. The most important, most critical, most valuable insights you need for any project, they're almost never in a report or a spreadsheet. They're in people's heads. Your job is to draw that information out. So how do you actually do it? Well, it's not some kind of magic trick. It's a process, a simple 3-stage process. First, you prepare. You do your homework so you know what you're talking about. Second, you conduct the session. You actually meet with people and talk. And third, and this is so important, you confirm. You go back to them and say, here's what I heard. Did I get it right? That validation is everything. And check out all the different tools you can use. Elicitation isn't just one thing. Yeah, you can do interviews, but you can also run a brainstorming session or a focus group. You can learn a ton just by observing someone do their job. You can even build a quick prototype and see how they react. The point is, you pick the right tool for the specific information you need to uncover. So there you have it. You start with those 6 simple questions to get oriented. Then, you use the 3-part discovery map to guide your investigation, from history to analysis to drawing out that hidden knowledge. You now have a seriously powerful and structured toolkit to solve pretty much any problem that comes your way. So,
Let me leave you with this question. Think about a problem you're facing right now, at work or in your life. What crucial piece of information is just sitting there in someone's head waiting to be drawn out? Who could you talk to tomorrow that might just unlock your next big breakthrough?
At the end of the day, being an expert isn't about having all the answers memorized. It's about mastering the process of discovery. And if that's a skill you want to keep sharpening, well, that's what we're all about here. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives just like this one. Thanks for watching.